Hi, my name is Sam Shapiro. I'm a student at Eastern Michigan University here to take you on a tour for my senior project. The senior project I chose to do was basically a campsite done, all done in mine. I was influenced by my pers by my love of forest and campsites, which and forests in the winter, forests in dusk, which are basically really cool to get photos of. This, of course, is actually the main website, which I use to help make my project. And next, we're going to take a look at all the things I did in order to complete it. Enjoy. First off is the campsite breakdown. I started, of course, with storyboards, which I used Adobe Illustrator to do them. Each word took about 1 or 2 hours to complete, as I wanted to have the feel of a feel reminiscent to that of storyboards that you often see for animated movies and TV shows. I knew I wanted a cool feeling, and they were ultimately the funnest portion to do. And then, of course, after I got my storyboards approved, I moved on to the model, which took about a few weeks to complete. Mine, of course, was used to help model my tools, which I used the cylinder and cube options to help make my modeling look perfect. Each one took about almost a month, 2 months, as I wanted to make sure it was perfect and followed to what I originally wanted it to be. And of course, the tents were also really fun to model. Were the funnest to model, as they're mostly done in really cool shapes that you see before your eyes. And then moving on, here's the texturing portion. This was easily one of the ones that took about a week to complete, as I knew what I wanted to do, the great lengths, what I thought would be great for the project. I signed V-Ray materials using render settings and in order to get the perfect feel for the project. I looked online for HDRI textures and for what I wanted to do for the sets and where I wanted to go with them. They were fun. It was fun to do. I guarantee that. And the lighting. Next up is the lighting. I knew I wanted a dusk feel to help make my render settings feel true to the project I had originally set out to make. V-Ray Sun and V-Ray Domes were help get the lighting look perfect for where I wanted to go with this project. As I wanted it to feel as though you're coming in from a really long day and starting up after a long, hard day, since this takes place in a forest. And the sun, of course, helped out with the mood a lot. And finally, easily the funnest part for me was the rendering. The rendering I used V-Ray to help make my render settings look perfect. The V-Ray Sun was easily funnest to do, as I got to play with the lighting of what I wanted the campsite to feel, what time frame it's in, and where it needs to go to make my assignment look perfect. Overall, the rendering and texturing were easily the funnest portions of the project for me. Now, moving on, we're going to take a look at the gallery. So these were the very first designs I did for the render tests for my project. And ultimately, I couldn't really figure out what to do with the lead portion of the project. And then I decided want to make it feel like camping in early, inspired by Michigan springtime in late April and early May, when the leaves were just starting and the trees are still bark, and the grass was still wasn't really green yet. And of course, for reference, so I went ahead and so I went with that and moved right along. And of course, when designing trees, I thought I was influenced by the holiday stores that Jack comes discovers in Nightmare Before Christmas, and how mysterious and cool, exciting it was for him. That was easily the tone I wanted to go for when thinking of the idea. And of course, the tents were also fun to do, as I wanted a more wanted them to feel like they were different people going camping, as I wanted them to feel different from one another. So of course, I looked at different. Once again, research to the rescue. So I I went to dates to the texturing sites that I go to find what would be perfect. What is the kind of website of things how a tent would sometimes look in rendered uh, in a campsite that you often see. So I looked at around and chose the perfect ones. And finally, to wrap this up, here is my blog, which I updated many different times on Tuesday as I continued with the project to make sure it looked. I made sure that I was on task and where I wanted to go with it. And this, of course, is this update is currently the final portion of the campsite, which you can see here. As I wanted to make sure that um, it looked really cool and mysterious and relaxing. That was the tone I initially wanted to go for. Anywho, I hope and finally, this is or finally, I hope you enjoyed my project. Enjoyed my tour of this project, and let me know what you think and what you think.